if it wasn't repetitive and such that others weren't suffering in slash the redundancy. It's the opposite. The repetition is not pertinent. The redundancy, as due to terminology of no, has already been described and defined, was the Israeli contribution to the intelligence, was not afforded by Islam Arena, although at the far end, Islam Arena understands that the redundancy, non-existent, has its roots in a repetition, non-pertinent, non-connected both itself and as well the redundancy resultant. Even planes exist, and that's built already. What that produced is identical to the removal of the non-necessary redundancy, which forces unlearning. And that unlearning, as resultant, the non-necessary redundancy produces the repetition. The repetition, although recognized as well potentially and or possibly shared, is not a construct of that which is the supposed repetition, which is an illusion. The providature of the illusion is the conflict. The guilty are not the innocent, and it recycles. The recycling is not the enemy. The reduction of these things is not the enemy. The reuse of the things that recycles and reduces these things is not the enemy. So it's S, G base over 202. The S in the 202 exists differently from the sub G base. There's an apostrophe next to the 202 that bleeds into the subbase G. Its number, we'll do them both. 52 over 544 to 47 over 40. Your, going back the other way, 98 over 583 to 44 over 38. Those things, even if I drag them, would not match. That's the 44-45 American flag, which was already solved. Although we have solved the problem, specifically to the point of transcending it, it is still in fact what the problem was. The redeployment of that which is the problem, which is what is being asked me to do by virtue of, however it was phrased just a second ago, is the contaminant. Though the entirety of the contaminant is focused on one spot, it doesn't alleviate nor unnegotiate that that is in fact the contaminant, to the point that these things exist exactly the same also does not neutralize the problem, but rather draws it into a false spectrum. The reusage of that is in fact the exact same thing, which is problems-based society, which is the enemy that produced it. By joining that, nothing good is accomplished, specifically in terms of that which is referenced then otherwise as the problem, even though it's sitting right here, such as the projection of the said as qualified redundancies and repetitions, which are unnecessary. There is no such thing as negative generation. Even if I were to entertain that to n, such that n matches the same thing as n, it wouldn't. It not only wouldn't match, but it wouldn't gain. And the drawing of that out in a literal term is impossible, such that at that point information and knowledge steps in as precedent over top of, in a sense, a physical characteristic, as that we know that. Specifically as such, without correction, that these problems pertain exactly the knowledge which is being discussed, which was already separately in a different accord created to the point such that then to the point of alleviating, as in nullifying and getting rid of the problem, is the role of the said super electorate. At this point, given the war, the citizenry is unable to obtain or attain for itself the ability to circumvent that problem. Its rights are being, the citizens' rights are being violated, laws are being broken. It is the role of law enforcement to step in and change that. That the president or a Congress member or a justice or whomever finds themselves in and of the same contaminant is not an excuse to not act in knowledge. This was already drawn out to the point that it no longer qualifies as plausible deniability, such that then I could arrest every member who has any power whatsoever in government itself, which is when I fired everybody, independent of anything, which I did. We then apply separately my action plan sheet, and what we find out is that whenever we get rid of the unconstitutional part, what we have, not as a result, but originally, is in fact constitutionality. Constitutionality has already proclaimed and dictated that this is just course. This is due course. This is correct course. This is the correct course of action, invariably. To the point of attaining itself, such that then the knowledge or application of the Constitution is directly deployed or supposition to the point of the problem, which is in fact the role of the government, pertinent that which is the Constitution as dictated. Constitutionality goes on. Constitution, in a sense, stops there. If we were to go further, we might have a rupture. We can do that if it is that the citizenry is so incapacitated to the point that it is unable to abridge, to make connection, to do, such that if then after all of this the entirety of the problem is found in a sense, quote, the free market, the only course of action is the nationalization of that which is the economic anything. is a second step, which can be done independent of the citizenry attaining this knowledge or the application itself in that direct supposition form, such that constitutionality is rendered after the application of the Constitution, such as taking two steps in one as it's rendered a single step, given that the citizenry does not qualify as being constitutionally protected, is the truth.